So on the Friday before the CTFL camp, I ran a 3:58 mile at Boston University, which was a 2.5 PB. It was my second time breaking 4 minutes in the mile. The first time I went just under 4 minutes, but this time I was comfortably under with the 3:58.57, which really bodes well for the rest of the indoor season and going forward into the outdoor season. It's always nice to start the new year off with a PB, so I'm very excited to see what comes in the future. So on day 2 of the CTFL camp, I did just a pretty easy long run. So I was still recovering from the races that weekend before. So I went 75 minutes at like 4:15 pace. Everything pretty chill, feeling good, just flushing out the last little bit of lactic from the weekend. And then I came back to the track, did some easy drills, and then did a few 100-meter strides. Everything felt pretty good there, so I was going to be ready to roll for the following weekend. So on day 3 of the CTFL camp, we went back to the track at New Balance. I just had an easy run that day, went about 60 minutes. Again, things felt very, very good. My body was ready for another mile the next weekend. I was hoping to improve on my mark from the previous weekend of 3:58. So I would love to run something like a 3:57 or even a 3:56. That would be a really, really good way to start off my 2024 campaign towards the Olympic trials. So after that run, the group and I, we went to Harvard to do a tour there. Absolutely beautiful campus. Really nice old buildings. The athletic facility and the football stadium in particular was absolutely beautiful. It reminded me of a Roman Colosseum. And actually, while we were checking out the athletic facilities, I saw 2 of my idols in the sport at this point doing a workout, which was phenomenal to witness in person. So one of the guys was Graham Blanks, who just recently won the NCAA cross country championships, and also broke the 5K indoor record. I think he ran 13:03 or 13:04. His mark was just broken last weekend, actually by Nico Young, so I also got to see in person. But anyway, he's a runner that's about my age, absolutely crushing it in the NCAA. So I got to see him, and then I saw also his one of the females at Harvard training, Maya Ramsden, and she was the 1,500 meter NCAA champion from last year. So just seeing them run by and seeing how beautiful their form is and seeing how powerful they are pushing off the ground was very inspirational. So it definitely inspired me for my workout the following day. So on Wednesday morning, went to the track and had a little workout. 400, 300, 200, 400, 300, 200. Just did that twice. And while I was working out, one of the best distance runners in the world, Ben Flanagan, was hitting a workout at the same time as me. I had just recently watched him run the Olympic standard at BU a few days prior, which was just absolutely insane. But I went up to him during his workout, and he had a 300 rep and I had a 400 rep, and I asked him, like, "Hey man, can I hop in for a rep with you? I think it'd be super cool." So I was able to hop in his 300 rep for him while I was doing a 400. My 400 was prescribed at 60 seconds, dead on. His 300 was supposed to be at 42. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna have too many opportunities in my lifetime to work out with an Olympian or an Olympic qualifier. So I said, screw it. I'll go through 43. through the 300 meters in 43 seconds and see what I end up hitting at the end. So I ended up running a 56.8, I think, which my coach probably wasn't too happy about, but it's all right. I texted him afterwards and he said it's okay. If you're working with Ben Flanagan, go have fun.
Alec, how are we feeling?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Halfway down the work, yeah.
Good.
1 set to go. Went a little fast though. This track is a lot nicer than the golf track. It was also Kosuke's birthday that day, so we got him his favorite pie, which was a pumpkin pie, and we all sang happy birthday to him, which was a really nice way to cap off a great day of CTFL camp.
Happy birthday to you.
So on Thursday, some of the group went on a tour, a walking tour of the Freedom Trail in Boston.
Back in the old days, they would pack their guns with gunpowder.
And we saw a lot of cool historical sites, and I had some interesting commentary on a lot of the things. I was giving tours. Maybe some of it was fact, maybe some of it was fiction.
It was just setting powder, so when they shot, they became fabulous.
Who knows? History is up to interpretation, right? On the Friday, the group got to go to the New Balance labs, where we got to see Nozomi Tanaka absolutely crushing some workout on the treadmill where she was testing shoes. I guess they had her hooked up to a mask, and they were testing the running economy of different running shoes, and measuring her breathing and output and all that, to see which shoes were kind of better for her. So just to see how New Balance treats their athletes and truly cares about them by testing their products on them. It was really cool to see. We also got to see Andy, the guy with the blue shirt and no pants, who runs, walks, and sweats like a human. He was in a climate-controlled room where they could raise the altitude, lower altitude, make it be windy, change the temperatures, which is also a very, very neat feature of the New Balance lab. Apparently, New Balance, when their athletes are training for competitions in different conditions, they'll bring them into this room and set the conditions to the exact altitude or temperature of what it'll be like on race day, so they can train at that and get used to it. That was very neat. I ran into Jake Whiteman in the hall that day, 1500 meter world champion, one of my idols in the sport right now. And I took a selfie with him, which was amazing. And then we went to the track to do a little pre-comp for the race the next day. I saw Lamecha Gurma, who was warming up at the same time as me, and then hit a few track reps. Actually got a pretty cool slow-mo video of him running. He is the steeplechase world record holder and the indoor 3,000 meter world record holder. So I'm very excited to see what he does on Sunday. He's running the 3,000 again. Will he break the world record again? I hope so. That'd be very neat to see. So Saturday was race day. I was ready to go, feeling good. Still riding that high from my 358 mile the week before. This past week of training went really well. It was a very low mileage week, so it was tapered. Body was set and ready to PB. So I went out for my warm-up. Everything felt good. I was a little bit nervous, but nothing unusual. And then I think about 7 minutes into my warm-up, my ankle just went into a pothole, and yeah, not fun. I yelled. I was swearing in the middle of the street in Boston. But I knew, like, as soon as I rolled it, like, I was not going to be able to race. Yeah, that hurt. So I limped my way back to the track. I was about 1 kilometer away, so it was a long limping walk. But yeah, came back, told everybody kind of what happened. Everybody was great about it. They gave me advice on what to do. They said it's okay. You'll have plenty more opportunities in the future to race. This is not the end. But yeah, it was tough. I was really looking forward to racing. So I called my coach, called my parents, I called my girlfriend, told them all what happened. They obviously felt for me, but that's just the reality. Sometimes I've got weak ankles. I've rolled them several times the last few years, so this is not a new injury. I don't typically get overuse injuries. Most of my injuries come from rolling my ankle or doing something stupid like that. But yeah, not the way that I wanted to cap off the CTFL training camp in my indoor season. So yeah. So the next day, on Sunday, we got a tour of some of the New Balance offices. We got to see some unreleased shoes, which are pretty cool. Stuff that's coming out in like end of 2025 into 2026. We got to learn about the process of how shoes are made, and the whole process that goes into that. Like the life cycle of the shoe is not just the time that you wear it on your foot. There's years of planning beforehand, which I thought was very cool. Then we went to the New Balance Grand Prix, which was definitely the highest level meet that I've ever been to. Just got to see some of the top athletes in the world, like Lyles, who was a world champion. Got to see Jake Whiteman, who's a world champion in the event that I run, and Gabby Thomas, phenomenal 200 runner who was running the 300 there. Got to see Marco Arop break the 1,000-meter Canadian record. He was only a half a second off of the world record. Just a phenomenal meet. We were in the VIP section. We got unlimited food and drinks. So I just want to thank New Balance and the CTFL for giving me and the whole group this crazy opportunity. And the after party after the meet was great as well. I actually got to hang out and chat with Jake Whiteman for close to an hour with the group. The group hung out with like Vernon Norwood, who's a world silver medalist in the 400 meters and world champion in the 4x4. He hung out with us for like 2 or 3 hours. He was loving his Canadians.
Okay, Alec, after tonight, initial thoughts?
It was amazing. I never thought I'd get an experience like this at this point in my running career.
It was a surreal night. It was amazing.